So I want you to make a new directory inside of your project directory, and we're going to call this one networking. Cd into networking. And let's do this. We're going to say npm init-y, and we're going to say npm install MongoDB @happy/happy, and we need happy-pino, P-I-N-O. I think that's all we need. Let me check. Yeah, that should be good. That'll take a second to install a few of those things. And here I'm going to create an index.js. Actually, let's just do it here from the File Explorer. Close the rest of those. And here inside the networking, we're going to say new file, and this is going to be called index.js. And we're going to come back over here to networking with Docker, and we're going to copy everything here. It's a little bit more complicated app. It talks to a database. Again, you don't necessarily need to understand this to understand what we're doing here, but to just momentarily walk you through the code here, it's going to connect to MongoDB via the official driver. Oh, let's make sure that we get the right version. That was a big problem for me last time. To be safe, when you're doing npm install, you want to do happy @happy/happy, happy-pino, and MongoDB @3, just to make sure that you're getting the correct driver for this. Let's even say @3.3. Let's just do that. So this will downgrade your MongoDB to 3.35. So there you go. 3.4 might work, it might not. We're not going to check. OK, going back. You want to start a Happy server. It's going to instantiate a Mongo client, and it's going to connect to either, if I provide an environmental variable of a Mongo connection string, it'll connect to that. Otherwise, it's going to default to connecting to just a locally running MongoDB. So you could run this locally if you're running MongoD on your laptop. Okay, we'll give it a DB name of Docker app, and we'll give a collection name of count. Anytime that you hit the / route, it's going to say, how many items do I have in my, what do I call it, count collection. So collections are like tables in SQL terms, right? And databases are databases, right? So, and then whenever you call /add, it's going to insert just a literally empty object, right? Which is just going to have an ID. So that's all it's going to do, is it's just going to continually add things to your database. Basically the best application ever. I stand by this work. No, I'm just kidding. That's it. Yeah, that's really just it. OK. And again, you could just say like brew install MongoDB and then run MongoD in the background. All this would just work. That would be fine. But we're going to do it with containers. Yeah, that's actually what I have here. OK, npm install MongoDB @3.3. So that's what we want. So if you're having issues, make sure you're Mongo 3.3 and not 3.4. OK, now what we're going to do is we need to give it a Docker file. So really any old Docker file is going to work. So let's just copy the one from the, which one did we get? Not volumes. Let's do it from the more complicated Node app. Not that one, this one. And we're just going to copy that into a new Docker file here. Basically, we just need a working Node application. So this one that does, copies everything over, runs the npm install. Don't need the expose, you can delete that. and then the command here of node index.js, right? The key here is that we just need to start the node application in a working environment. So I'm going to come in here to, where am I? I'm in networking. So I'm going to say docker build -- tag, and we'll call this like node with Mongo or something like that. You can call it whatever you want. What do I call it here? App with Mongo. So we'll just stick to that, app with Mongo. Dot. That'll take a second to build, and this should be packaged up and ready to go. And there we go. So now we're going to run this app and connect to the other database that's running. So we're going to say docker run -p 3000:3000 -- network equals app-net -env. We have to tell it where to connect, right? So we're going to say Mongo connection string equals MongoDB ://db :27017. Again, remember, if you put DB, it's going to know because they're on the same network that DB goes over to the DB container because we named it. And then we're going to run it with app with Mongo, or whatever you called your container. I think my notes actually say my app with Mongo. As long as you call it the same thing, it doesn't actually matter. So you can see it started up correctly, and now if I go over here to 3003 or localhost 3000, you can see that it has this count number. Can I make that bigger? Oh, I can. So that's what we expect. It has nothing in that collection right now. If I open it with /add, then it's going to say, cool, I inserted something. And now if I go back to the other one and refresh, you can see that its count is 1. Or if I come back over here and just hit refresh a bunch of times, and I go back over here to /, you can see now I have 18 items in the database. So now I have one container, the app with Mongo container talking to the MongoDB container, and they're doing it via the AppNet network that we set up for ourselves. So I recognize this is a bit burdensome to do, right? It's not very fun to set up the network and make sure all the networks are talking to each other. It'd be better if there was a tool that just did all this stuff for us. There is. But you can kind of get my teaching style where, like, I want you to feel the pain, and then I want to give you the tool that solves the pain. And I don't want to give you the tool that solves the pain before you understand why something sucks first, right? I want something to suck first, and then I want you to be happy for the tool that solves the thing that sucks, right? So the next thing that we're going to talk about is Docker Compose. And Docker Compose takes care of all this stuff for you, just kind of out of the box.